Warning, I haven't played every game this year, and some of the games I haven't played are Dragon Age Inquisition, Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Shovel Knight, some of the best games of the year. So just know that I haven't played those before you watch this video. With a year of disappointing games, broken games, and just a lot of bullshit, I'm gonna dig through the trash and pick out the top 5 games of 2014. So let's hop into this list and see what games we get, shall we?
Came in a sane man, came out like this. But you will come out a king. Do what you came here to do.
Number 5, Far Cry 4. This game was one of the most hyped games of 2014, and it's actually one of the ones that lived up to the hype somewhat. And I say somewhat because yes, this is just more Far Cry 3, but is that really a bad thing? This game has some more interesting things than Far Cry 3 and just improves upon Far Cry 3. It doesn't really decline in any way. Yes, you're gonna have a lot of the same gameplay from Far Cry 3, but is that really a bad thing? Because it was really solid in Far Cry 3, and the story of this game is actually pretty good. I prefer 3's personally, but this one is actually pretty good. To each their own, I guess. A part I found interesting was an Easter egg in the game where you can actually beat the game in 15 minutes. Yes, you can actually beat the game in 15 minutes, and I don't want to spoil it for you here because maybe you haven't played the game yet, but if you want to know more about that and you already beat the game, go check it out on YouTube. It's actually really interesting, and it actually makes a lot of sense. So basically in this game you're going to do your normal Far Cry things such as kill enemies, skin animals, and of course, take fucking towers. But this time, there's elephants, so everything's okay. I don't really have a lot to say about this game. It's pretty much just Far Cry 3, and if you enjoy that, then you'll probably enjoy this. I beat it and then just kind of put it down and didn't really play it much. To tell you the truth, if 2014 was a stronger year for gaming, this probably wouldn't be on the list. But in a year of weak games, this game barely squeaks on the list, but it's still pretty solid, and if you can get it for half price, go check it out.
To join forces. Tonight, we are no longer elves, goths, or girls.
Number 4, South Park Stick of Truth.
Fuck that. We do not team up with fucking elves.
Only good elf is a dead elf.
Why don't you suck my elven dick, Butters?
I'm a big fan of South Park, so putting this on the list was a no-brainer. In the past, we've had a lot of bad South Park games, like the ones for the N64, but with the current hardware, the devs and the creators of the show said they could finally make the game that they wanted. Finally, now we can actually explore the town of South Park and go to a lot of places from the show, and I'm surprised all the stuff that they were actually able to fit in this game. I got nostalgic just playing it, because there's a lot of stuff from the earlier seasons, and I'm not really a big fan of RPGs like this, but I actually really enjoyed the story and all of the lore of the show. This game actually made me laugh out loud a few times, which is very rare for a game, TV show, or movie. If you look hard enough, you can find a lot of things that relate to the show no matter how subtle they are. The combat in the game is actually pretty solid too. There are a lot of funny moves, and it's actually a decent challenge when you raise the difficulty. This style of game fits the South Park world really well and actually really enjoyable. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of games like this, but I actually did enjoy this one for some reason. And Matt and Trey put a lot of work into this game, doing the voiceover and the writing of the script. This is why the game feels like the show so much. The writing is absolutely brilliant and everything was executed very well. This is the ultimate South Park game, and if you're a fan, this is an absolute must-have. See, developers, there can actually be good games based off TV shows. Just look at this game as a prime example of that.
Vengeance. This is the means. An army battalion, one for us to lead.
Number 3, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. So let me say this right now, I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but I enjoy this game a lot. Imagine Assassin's Creed and the Batman games mixed. So you got that image in your head, right? Sounds pretty fucking awesome. Now put it in the Lord of the Rings universe, and it's even more awesome. To tell you the truth, this game wasn't even on my radar till I heard about all the good reviews that it was getting, so I was like, let me go check this out, and I was surprised at how good it was. The first thing you notice when you play this game is the visuals. Oh my god, are they amazing. Playing this game on my $1,000 PC made it struggle a bit. That's how good this game looks. It looks great, and unlike a lot of games this year, it actually had a solid PC port, which is very rare these days. I'll play with a controller, but I heard it's actually possible to play with keyboard and mouse, which is another thing that is unlike the PC ports of console games. The feature I like most about this game is the system where you die while fighting a boss, I guess you would call them, and when you die to the orc leader, you don't just go back and fight him again. No, they actually get stronger. This makes you try not to fuck up because you know when you go back, you're fighting an even stronger enemy. And roaming around this big, beautiful world is absolutely amazing. There's a lot of stuff to see and do, and it's really fun. If this game has a weak point though, it is the story. I couldn't really follow what's going on, but that may be because I just don't follow the Lord of the Rings lore too much. I'm sure if you do follow the lore of the books or the movies, you would appreciate it a little bit more than I did. But like I said, not being a Lord of the Rings fan, I got kinda lost very quickly. This is undoubtedly though one of the best games of the year, and I can't believe how slept on this game was until it was actually released. Hey, at least it wasn't hyped up like a lot of these disappointing bullshit games of the year though, am I right? Number 2, Binding of Isaac Rebirth. So let me get this straight. Binding of Isaac was one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm an Ed McMillen fanboy, I guess you could say. And if you don't know who he is most notably the guy who made Super Meat Boy. And this is a sequel, I guess you could say, to the original. There isn't a lot different, but what it adds enhances the game a lot. New bosses, bigger rooms, new items, powers, and the list goes on. This game is a roguelike where there are different enemies in each room as you play, and this actually gives the game a lot of replayability and makes it really fun. I can play this game for hours on end just because it changes every time you play. And this time around, the game is actually released for consoles, which is really good, and actually, I have to say, I actually prefer playing this game with the face buttons on a controller rather than playing with the keyboard. This was a smart move and actually gave more people the opportunity to play the game, plus the game was actually free in November if you had PS Plus, which I did, so lucky me. Binding of Isaac actually does a lot right. It's actually really fucking hard. Not like a lot of these games coming out where they just hold your hand. No, Binding of Isaac, you will die. And you're probably going to have to go on YouTube to search up some tutorials on how to actually beat this fucking game. I still haven't even beat the game yet. I'm still trying. I put a few hours in, still trying to do it. I don't know. I might never beat it, but hey, still having fun playing it. And that's all that matters, am I right? The story is actually based off of the story in the Bible of Isaac. His mom pretty much gets a message from God telling him that he has to kill Isaac. Isaac then jumps in the basement and he has to fight all these monsters, and you just go from there, going from room to room to finally have to fight Mom and defeat her. And just know, like I said, this is hard as shit. This game may actually go down as one of the best indie games of all time, and if you haven't picked it up already, go pick it up. I know it's on the PS4 and the PC. I'm not sure about all the other platforms, but I know for a fact PS4 and PC. It's cheap, fun, addictive, and definitely worth your money, so go out and get it. Honorable mentions.
So, you know. No pressure.
You were the most persistent stalker I've met yet.
He will not be forgiven. You give them that, and they'll follow. And that's where I come in.
Number 1. Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Yes, I finally got my Wii U, and it was just for this game, and I was surprisingly not disappointed. I grew up playing Smash Brothers, and this game just brings back a lot of memories. It's just as fun as when I was a kid, and I'm so happy about that. This game lived up to all the hype that I gave it, and it's a blast to play. The new 8-player Smash mode is absolutely chaotic and fun. With the internet capabilities of the Wii U and the 3DS, we can finally play Smash online. And this game I heard lags a bit on the 3DS, but I own the Wii U version and haven't run into any problems online. Matches online are actually both smooth and fun. And the sad thing about this game is not everyone will get to play it, and not a lot of people went out and bought a Wii U, so you're gonna miss out on this amazing game. Hands down, this is one of the most fun games I've played in 2014. This game isn't meant to be taken super seriously or played super tryhard unless you really want to, because you can, and you can master the fucking game and be super Korean and just destroy everyone. But I can pop into a game, sit back, and just have fun if I want to. That's why there's For Glory and For Fun, the two online game modes. For Glory is meant to be taken more seriously, there's no items, and it's just super tryhards. For Fun is just for me, the people who are casual and just want to hop into Smash and play a game and have fun and just sit back and relax. And Smash absolutely looks beautiful on the Wii U, running at 1080p 60 FPS, and the game is very colorful. It seems like they used all the colors they could, and the game just is nice to look at. Also, we have a bigger character selection of characters than we've ever had before. We even have a Wii Fit Trainer in this game. My personal favorite character to use right now is Little Mac. They just completely nerfed him from what I understand. He can't jump back on the fucking platforms, and he gets fucked up a lot. But hey, still the funnest to use in my opinion. But Smash by far is the funnest game I've played in 2014 and deserves the #1 spot on this list. So, did you not agree with my list? Comment down below and tell me what your top 5 games of 2014 are. And if you enjoyed this video, how about you hit that like button? And if you disliked this video for some odd reason, how about you hit that dislike button? And if you're new, how about you subscribe? And when this video reaches 20 likes, we will be uploading the next one, so be sure to smack that like button if you enjoyed. But yeah, guys, this has been The Chosen One Inc. And as always, peace out.